Hello, guys. Good morning. I'm recording this lecture for Monday, October 7, and the topic is the implications of going digital. And in this week, we have two different kind of weekly readings. One is the Guardian's article, a longer, descriptive, a little investigative, and most analytical article. And that we call it Vanishing Point, The Rise of the Invisible Computer. It was published in 2017, January 26. And the other one is the lecture by Vincent Moscow. The topic is Take Me to Tomorrowland, the Cloud, Big Data, and the Internet of Things. So this was an inaugural conference of the Department of Communications PhD program, started in 2016. And this was a bilingual PhD program, one of the unique in Canada. And I already mentioned that I was also during that lecture by Professor Dr. Vincent Moscow. And we followed each other in Twitter. And he used to provide some comments on my publications usually. And so it was very nice, but unfortunately he died last year because some health complications. So before going that, I will provide you a general overview of implications of going digital. It has some positive implications, some negative implications. And then we watch some video clips. Then we can discuss it further, and that will be very much helpful to discuss this in coming Thursday's class. And then I will briefly discuss about the article, Vanishing Point, The Rise of the Invisible Computer. And then I will discuss briefly about the Vincent Moscow's lecture. So let me share the screen. I'll just share the portion of the screen. So here, so hopefully this recording is working. Sometimes it doesn't work. So in the first section, as I said, I'll go for the general overview of the implications of going digital. In the next section, I will go for the article Invisible Computer. In the third section, I will go for the lecture on Tomorrowland by Vincent Moscow. So general overview, implications of going digital. Here, I begin with this famous observation by United Nations. And this observation was published in 2020 when the United Nations became 75 years old on the 75th anniversary. So I just want to read it and then we can discuss this further. Technologies can help make our world fairer, more peaceful, and more just. Digital advances can support and accelerate achievements of each of the 17 Sustainable Development Goals, from ending extreme poverty to reducing maternal and infant mortality, promoting sustainable farming and decent work, and achieving universal literacy. But technologies can also threaten privacy, erode security, and fuel inequality. They have implications for human rights and human agency. Like generations before, we, government, businesses, and individuals have a choice to make in how we harness and manage new technologies. So in a brief overview, these quotations extracted from the UN document can give us a very clear picture about the implications of the digital technologies here. So there are so many positive implications whenever we invent technology, or whosoever invents technology. The primary motives of the invention was to make it a useful tool and to help society, to people, and to get advantage out of that. In most of the technologies, not all. For example, atomic energy is good for people, but at the same time, atomic bomb, it's not good. So most of the technologies are designed to serve the society, to enhance the well-being of the social progress, but at the same time, people can think in a negative way, and they can use the technology in a different for the different purpose to harm someone, but usually technologies are generated for the positive advancement. But last time, in the past weeks, we talked much about the technology and society, technology and politics, and we saw how technology is built with purpose to benefit someone and to collect money and labor from some others in a cheaper price. So we are very much critical in this regard, and we know so many things here. But here now, I just want to go with some of the ideas of going digital, nothing more. Here, let's begin with the timeline. If we going digital, if we want to go back to email for the public use, or email for the successful use, is 1973. The email and telephone system, they work together and they transform data. Before email, if we want to go to computer system, computing machine, it is 1948. But when we're talking about digital, meaning web-based, then we have to come to 1990. So Tim Berners-Lee develops the World Wide Web for the first time, and then the revolution of going digital started. Everybody thought positively. And in 1993, the browser, Mosaic browser, popularizes the web, and people can use it further. And after that, Yahoo email founded, then Hotmail founded, then Gmail founded. So corporate email system were founded and people started using them. So gradual process. And then by the end of the 20th century and with the beginning of the 21st century, different social media discussion platform, network sites, they started emerging. In 2004, Facebook launches as a social networking platform. And then there are so many other platforms, they appeared. And in 2007, iPhone, a small portable device, and the idea of a smartphone, let's say. So that was just introduced, and iPhone revolutionized the concept and then expanded it. And from personal computer to personal smart mobile device. So there is a huge transition from computer to mobile device. So it was there. In 1980s, personal computer was a big revolution. Everybody has their own computer. And then when in 1993 onwards, when there were some laptops started appearing, portable computer that somebody can carry and then can use it in their professional setting. This was another revolution. From wireless phone to from wired phone to wireless mobile phone, another huge revolution. So there are so many revolutions were coming together to succeed this web-based revolution that we call it going digital. And modern era, what modern era do you want to say? So modern era itself is questionable, but here from 2000 to now, 2010 to now, cloud computing, big data came to be mainstream, and live streaming services, Netflix and these other were successful because YouTube were there, and the cloud storage was one of the major factor behind that. So instead of using your computer's memory, instead of using your mobile phone's memory, the memory is stored somewhere else, what we call cloud storage. And then different computers are interacting in real time, so it's called cloud computing. And from 2022 onwards, we are coming to another new revolution, AI and Internet of Things integration. So this is just a quick timeline. Here, internet, how pervasive is internet? Internet is everywhere now. Think about agriculture. Internet is working. There is one project, Farm Radio International. This is a Canadian radio and helping African countries to produce for agri products. Farm Radio International is using internet to help produce different agro products in a very advanced technology, using a very advanced technology. Farm Radio International. So initially it was just a radio. Later on it became it was pervasive on internet platform, and the farmers are also advertising their products, sharing their problems, sharing their best practices on internet platform. It's not just a radio now. So a radio, a television, all the television content going online, radio content going online, newspaper content going online, cartoons online, even cartoons are animated, and live streaming everything. So what is not film? Netflix, for example, film from from the house, the physical cinema house, or the film displaying building, what do you call it? Cineplex. From Cineplex, physical Cineplex to digital Cineplex. So everything going digital. Can you think anything that is not yet going digital? Yeah, there are some things that are not completely digitalized. So from personal life to professional life, personal privacy to professional privacy, personal activity, cultural activity, social activity, health, and your economy, everything digitally protected, digitally stored. Now, is there any area or domain where internet is less effective? This question is for you. You can think and come tomorrow and we can discuss further. And those who are leading the discussion, maybe they can ask the same question. And here I have projected two pictures. In one picture, a small cartoon, you can see a human brain and there are some kind of chips associated with that and some wire. And this is not a science fiction. This is real. Elon Musk developed one chip and they're experimenting, and the experiment is successful, especially in human brain, especially for those who have some kind of disease, they forget their disease with memory loss. So how pervasive is internet now? Internet is ubiquitous. For example, they have access across all kind of technology. Number one, internet. So when there are some problem with the internet, you can see the impact. American Airlines recently impacted with internet server down, Amazon server down. So, and they have the global connection, 24/7 accessibility, number one, and integration into daily activities. I mean, so whatever activity you do, your mobile phone is, for example, your mobile device, the smart device, is replacing so many things like your watch, your calculator, your day-to-day calendar, your notebooks. How many things mobile computer integrated together, and now there are so many things, your radio, your television, so many things, your newspapers, all replaced with a single device, right? So it's integrated everything into daily activities, and cultural and social influence also there. So information access, social interaction, and they are rather building new culture like TikTok. TikTok is encouraging everyone to dance with some kind of song and lip sync and dancing. New culture, promoting new culture. So internet, digital platform, digital activity is really pervasive, physically, socially, culturally, economically, everywhere. Here now, when we are talking about the implications of going digital, one of the earliest scandal on internet was in 2000, by the end of 1999, December 31st, and by the start of 2000, January 1. So there was a scandal called Y2K scandal. So the problem was with the binary 0 and 1. So when 0 and 1 were playing, so until 1999, it was working. So if it goes to 2000, so what happens to this? Whether instead of being 2, 0 appears in the system and then it can create a mess in the system, or it goes normally and smoothly. And there were so many conspiracy theories, so many discussion, and everybody was curious what is going to happen. And I was also awoke and watching and listening everything and reading a lot of information. During then there was no smartphone, but we were watching television, listening to radio programs and discussing a lot about it. Here is a small video clip just about the Y2K scandal after 20 years. This video is recorded in 2020. So after 20 years, how people are recapitulating their experience of 2020. It is here. Just have a look.
Many people are bringing in 2020 with plans for the new year and decade.
But 20 years ago, many were relieved when their plans for a new decade did not go as planned when the clock struck midnight.
Chris Williams looks back on the 20th anniversary of what was supposed to be Y2K.
I think I still have that sweater.
Looking back, Todd can laugh at that bunker of food and supplies.
For the downside of Y2K.
20 years ago, it was a different story.
There's people out there that I've talked to that said, there's nothing going to happen. What are you basing that on? Nobody knows. No one.
He wasn't alone. On the eve of Y2K, the year 2000, people rushed grocery stores.
I'd say 30,000 flashlights in the last month.
Bought supplies, water, and gas.
Are you filling up your car because of Y2K?
Not at all. Not worried.
Why are you filling up your car?
Out of gas.
That guy wasn't, but plenty were on edge. With the world more computer reliant than ever before, experts theorized doomsday scenarios when technology rang in the new year and zeros and ones of binary code saw nothing but 00. Would time run out on civilization?
There's surplus military generators we brought in just in case power goes down on January 1st.
Cops got ready. Governments ran disaster drills. Hospitals not only stocked up on supplies, some filled bathtubs, preparing for possible widespread power and water outages. And there was one type of story that topped the rest. Those who prep, like Todd's family.
We're average, everyday folk that, are a little concerned, and we're not going to depend on somebody else to take care of us if something does happen.
Well, it turned out to be nothing, but no one knew at that time. So it was a little concerning for us, but it turned out to just be another day. We woke up the next day and nothing had changed and life went on.
And what happened to all the food?
We ate it. We had a big party and we ate it all.
A lot has changed in 20 years. That little boy with Todd was his nephew. He became a dad this week. A new life with new hope as we head into a new decade. It was Y2K, no doomsday moment. Instead, people danced and sang and kissed by laser light. Maybe the lesson of that time is that even now, as we face worries and fears, uncertainty on a national, global level, reality does not always live up to the hype of fear. Tomorrow, the sun will rise again on a new day, and chances are that most everything will be A-OK.
The zombie apocalypse, now that I would like to see.
So Now you just saw and hear the what's this, a kind of situation of uncertainty during then when it was turning from 1999 to 2000, and that night, that evening. But before that, from months ahead, people were discussing about Y2K, and there can be a bug and that can change it instead of two, changing to either 0 and 1, and computer bugs can create that, and that can create a mess, and all airline system and many airline system were down during then to prevent any kind of disconnection or any kind of data loss, so that tomorrow they can avoid accident. And there were so many major operations in the hospitals, they were stopped just because of the Y2K things, and computer might not function properly, and then the patient might die. So there were so many things during then. So implications going digital, one of the huge scandal in this domain is Y2K. So you can search further about the Y2K scandals in internet and then figure out how scary it was during that. But fortunately, it turned to be nothing. It's just a fiasco. And here are some positive implications of the going digital. So simply is relating to information, entertainment, communication, business, mostly implication is positive. So for example, connectivity, easier communication with friends and family worldwide. This is positive implication at personal level. Access to information, instant access to global data system, communication information, and 24-hour availability, online shopping, online banking, online government, receiving government service. The world is much better because going digital. This is from personal level. Professional level, remote work after COVID-19 and during COVID-19, when there's COVID, and it was internet that saved the global economy during then. So it's a huge boon for us. And networking platforms like LinkedIn enhance professional connection, and we have so many professional networking, and we are receiving some job offer, good opportunities, just because we have a good profile and this is professional connected to different platforms. And efficiency, automation and digital tools improve productivity. I'm recording this lecture, providing an internet platform, and you are watching it. This is also a part of the positive implications of this going digital. So another part, it has a lot many negative implications too. And we have been discussing a lot about technology and politics, technology and society, how it is doing. And among this technology, going digital or digital technology is one of the major that we have been discussing in every aspects in this course. So privacy concerns very much, because our data are compromised and shared to somewhere else, sold to third parties, and we don't know, and we become the victim. Mental health issues, when you watch a lot of similar kind of flooded content, and algorithms are deciding what to watch and then how many to watch. So this is creating another anxiety because of the social media flooding information, not just social media, these days YouTube, other platform, websites, and email, Gmail, Hotmail, they are also targeting us in a similar direction that they know. And digital addiction, overuse of digital devices can impact students' learning, intellectual and mental growth, and even youngster adults also can be impacted in a different way. And professional level, job displacement is one of the major problem. When there was computer, people were criticizing computer because this was killing jobs. And then when there were internet, when there were some kind of other algorithms working, now AI is there and chatbots are there. And because of that, many jobs are going out, like journalist job, writer, professional writer job, editor's job. There are so many varieties of AI tools right now, and they are killing the jobs of those professional copy editors and then language editors. So there are so many jobs going on, but at the same time, there are other opportunities, other avenues are being opened. So we have to make sure towards the another direction that there are new opportunities and we have to be ready for grabbing those opportunities. And work-life balance is a little difficult because what is professional life, what is personal life, it is not separated by when you are working from home and reading from computer online. So this is also a little messy. And security risks, cyber security threats, and your data can be compromised, your IDs can be hacked. So it is always possible. So here, some tech news is a big term, especially after 2016, the US presidential election. Trump and Hillary Clinton were there, and during then, fake news was a hugely popular during then. And so, and later on, when the social media algorithm, people started knowing how social media algorithms functions, by clicking, by sharing, by commenting, and instead of a very honest and objective news, there are so many other production companies, they appear, they just simply want to entice people to watch something, to write something, to share something. And there are so many fake news industry. Here is a very absurd but a very bitter reality of the implications of being digital here. Just watch this.
Sad because I've spent so many years studying medicine and investing money in myself. And now I see that people who share fake news are earning more money that I could earn with, I don't know, as a surgeon.
It's news we engineer to get maximum clicks and attention. It has advantage over traditional news because it isn't focused or sharing the news, just getting clicks. It's easy to make news for people like Trump voters because they are rednecks in some way. People who click on almost anything if you write, click here, see this. Another category of people that's easy to work with, like a feminist. It's easy to manipulate passionate people.
For a while, when I looked at all those likes and shares, it didn't felt good. So I think that the internet is very powerful because can make you become someone that we are not. That's not me. That's not who I am.
So now this was a very bitter reality. A surgeon is earning less money than a fake news producer. So fake news producers are targeting a global audience for enticing to click the content. And then it's becoming a kind of fake news industry now. So this is one of the saddest part of the going digital. So, but it is not the only thing that, okay, yes, going digital is all the way it is wrong. It's not, I mean, it is not that. But the negative implications of going digitals are this, and one of the serious implications of going digital, negative implication, is fake news industry. And Trump widely popularized this. And so many social media platforms, they function algorithmically. They care about how many views are there, how many people liked it, how many people commented on that, how many people shared the content. So we know the viral content, right? So while the content is judged based on those quantitative measures rather than the quality of the content itself, honesty, truthfulness, verified information. And now this definitely creates a negative implication. And even more dangerous than this. So let me check here. Even more dangerous than this is deepfakes. So fake news, at least you can understand what is fake news. At least it is a little easier. Deepfakes are even deeper, and they can sensationalize the public right away, and they can have the impact of this magic bullet theory. Immediately people can believe and react accordingly. So you can watch it. It's wonderful as in Canadian context too.
Let's play a game. I'm going to show you two videos. One is real, one is altered by AI. Can you spot the deep fake? Prime Minister Justin Trudeau recommended one of these books. Which one?
Book that I got excited about reading through. It's called This Can't Be Happening in McDonald Hall. It's called How the Prime Minister Stole Freedom.
Yeah, it was the last one. The Prime Minister never said that. Okay, round two.
If you can see, I hope to finish this talk show one day.
Will the fake Morgan Freeman please stand up?
I am not Morgan Freeman. What you see is not real.
How about these videos of Florida Governor Ron DeSantis? Did the presidential hopeful say this
I'm the only one that could possibly compete with Donald Trump.
or this?
I took some very bad advice. I did some very bad things.
The last one is fake, made to make you think that DeSantis was dropping out of the race. Look at the mouth, out of sync to the voice.
I never should have challenged President Trump.
One giveaway to a deepfake. For now. Hollywood, Washington to Ottawa, deepfakes, confusing reality.
With AI, fraudsters can take 3-second recording of your voice. I've watched one of me. A couple of times. I said, when the hell did I say that?
Spend enough time scrolling, like me, you start questioning everything on your screen. How do I know that you're not a deepfake?
That's the right question, isn't it?
Honey Fareed specializes in digital forensics out of the University of California, Berkeley.
If you're trying to create a 10-second hot mic of the prime minister saying something inappropriate, that'll take me 2 minutes to do. And very little money and very little effort and very little skill.
Okay, so a video of a politician swearing or dancing won't set off national security alarms.
President Trump is a total and complete dip.
But as AI technology gets better, more believable, Fareed worries about populations primed for manipulation.
What concerns me a great deal in this country in particular is how partisan we are. And when you have that kind of deep partisanship, that outright hatred of the other side, not just disagreement, the disinformation campaigns are much more effective because they will take hold because everybody's already there.
Here's something you might have seen before on your social media feed.
On artificial intelligence.
A deepfake of the Nationals' Ian Hannah-Mansing that seems to be selling cryptocurrency.
More than 765.
It's a scam. He never recorded that. It's made with AI. Okay, but what if during the next election you see multiple videos that look and sound like a journalist you trust telling you the date of the election has changed? Would you believe it? I think that's really scary when you think about
at least that, 12 hours before election day, goes supernova viral. It doesn't matter if you correct the record 12 hours later. The damage has been done.
It's that threat to democracy that rattles this conservative MP.
Politicians have large digital footprints. You know, I have over a decade worth of speeches that are on the internet, writing videos. It'd be very easy for somebody to put together a deepfake video of me.
Worried that Parliament isn't moving fast enough, Michelle Rempel-Gardner helped set up a nonpartisan working group to tackle AI.
We haven't even dealt with telephone scams as a country, right? Like, we really haven't dealt with like beta version phone scams. And now here we are with very sophisticated technology that anybody can access and come up with very realistic videos, like indecipher or indistinguishable between the real thing and what's been produced. The question really is Canada ready to deal with this? Like, these are not conversations that are happening front and center in Parliament right now, and that is concerning.
Not far from Parliament, the worst case scenario is top of mind. Canada's cyber spies are already sounding the alarm about our first AI election. Carolyn Xavier is the chief of the Communication Security Establishment, or CSE, the sister agency, the CSIS.
this is what we fear, is potentially that there could be a foreign interference so grave that then the electoral results are brought into question?
Simply put, is Canada ready for its deep fake election?
There's lots of work we continue to need to do with regards to education and, citizenship literacy. But do I think we CSC is ready? The Cyber Center, absolutely, I think we're ready, because this is what we train for. This is what we get ready for. This is why we develop our people. We anticipate the worst. I'm hoping it won't happen, but we're ready.
Ready to help allies like the US with their election this year. When it comes to our election, CSC has the power to knock dangerous content offline. But even then, it doesn't have a magic bullet to kill deepfakes.
The reality of it is, yes, it would be great to say that there's this one tool that's going to help us decipher the deepfake. We're not there yet, and I don't know that that's the focus we should have. Our focus should truly be in creating professional skepticism of the stories that are out there, so that we can have critical thinking happening every time we're looking at the news, or we're looking at the information that is at our disposal.
So how do you do?
So I'm just trying to stop it here because it is a really good time to know, understand, and develop the literacy against this kind of deep fakes videos and other negative implications of going digital. Canadian elections coming soon. American election is very soon approaching in coming November. So deepfake video, we encountered deepfake video of Justin Trudeau or Pierre Poilievre or some other Canadian politicians on Facebook oftentimes. And I kept watching them, how they're created and what are the motive they want to serve. So you also can find this kind of deepfake videos. Justin Trudeau is speaking something, we can surprise, he should not have spoken like that, or is Justin Trudeau, is this real? And he's just speaking. So one of the key important point is when you see some kind of videos and you try to see the link, where is the original link? Where this video is coming from? Is it coming from some official website, some trusted news website, or is coming from somewhere else that you never know? So make sure these are the extra burden of going digital. So there are people, I already said with you in the other video, why people are creating deep fakes or fake industry, because some people are making money, much more money than the other regular profession. So people are moving towards that direction. And we, those who are the consumers, we should be careful about whether this information is real or not. And we should be very much careful before taking any kind of action or making any kind of decisions. So we can discuss further in the classroom. We can create a lot more questions on that. So implications of going digital. I'm just coming to the next section for invisible computer. This is the Guardian's article, and see the article here. Here we go. Okay. So vanishing the point. A team cross in the other of this article. For decades, computers have got smaller and more powerful, enabling huge scientific progress, but it can't go on forever. What happens when they stop shrinking? So in this article, the fear, the author is a little more skeptic and fearful about the invisibility of computer that might be invading your privacy, and you might be compromising your data. And then tomorrow, your privacy is no longer in your hand, and then that can create another negative implications of being or going digital, storing information on digital. So there are so many issues that when people are thinking about all their private information are putting on their Google Drive, for example, and then one day the Google Drive doesn't open because of the complications in email or being hacked or some kind of suspension, and then there is a problem. And so is happening in social media platforms like Facebook. When you put many photos and videos and everything, maybe all good, maybe publicly disposable. But tomorrow, once you have some problem with the ID opening, and then these all are stored, this very precise moments of life, they're gone. So relying excessively on digital platform also is a little challenging, sometimes even more challenging here. So here, the rise of invisible computers, there was a Moore's law. Moore's law was saying the observation that the number of transistors on microchip doubles approximately every 2 years, and they were preparing microchips every day and making more advance every year. Twice the degree of advancement is almost double in every 2 years. Moore's law has made computers smaller, transferring them from room-filling behemoth to svelte pocket filing slabs. But later on, even the Moore's law was not working. From the Intel 4004 1972 modern processor. So the first chip of Intel was named as 4004, and it was built in 1971. To modern processor, they are really small microchips, and they can store a lot of data, and they can function in a very dynamic way. So from an economic standpoint, Moore's law is dead. So meaning the Moore's law is not, it's not the definition of Moore's law or the concept of Moore's law. It is also a narrow stuff right now, because when there's cloud computing, there are so many other things that are coming, live streaming, other cloud data storage, new kind of facilities are coming, then which Moore might not have foresighted during that. And I'm just giving you some kind of CCTV picture, and Big Brother is watching you. Man, whatever you do, whether the CCTV or not, for example, when you use your mobile phone and then try to scroll, open some kind of social media, scroll some data, save something, download something, upload something, or share some post, right? These all are being recorded. Your activities are being recorded. How many steps you walk today, that is being recorded. What is your health? What is your blood pressure? And what is these things are recorded. What is your blood group? This is recorded. There are so many things being recorded and stored somewhere else, and that might be sold to the third party, and then you become the victim one day. So this is the idea behind this article. Innovation in computing. And in the beginning, the article talks about innovation. Definitely, there are so many groundbreaking experiments and discoveries, or inventions, you can say. Hardware and software, data analytics, artificial intelligence, cloud computing, Internet of Things, open source data collection. There are so many things going on. All experiments are going on this internet-related stuff. A decade ago, quantum computing was confined to speculative research within universities. Now it is accessible to everyone. So this is the quote from the article itself. So production of 3D chips and quantum computing as potential solutions. 3D chips could shrink supercomputers to the size of the sumo. IBM's advancement in 3D chip technology. Overview of quantum computing and its current state. Companies investigating in quantum methodology, Microsoft, IBM, Google. So the article discusses about these ideas, and I just brought this picture here. So innovation in computing is going on. It's an evolutionary process, unstopped. So now we are in the age of AI tools, and there are so many different breakthrough and different kind of AI with different features in nature. And so if we try to go back to the history of 1990 to now, a massive experiments and a massive development in the computer related, going digital related stuff. Cloud computing. So So I previously also briefly talked about this personal computing to cloud computing. You have just a device, you don't have memory, nothing, all cloud is there. You record something, cloud is there. For example, I'm recording this lecture and cloud storage is I'm not using my computer. And data centers, the future computing superpower. So data centers are somewhere. So previously, computer was the one you store everything in your computer. Now, computer is just the device you store somewhere in a certain location in California, or in somewhere in Canada, or somewhere in the Western Europe. You don't know, your data is somewhere there, and it is accessible at any time you want it. It's cloud computing. So even further, if we go, cloud computing is the delivery of computing service that includes server, storage, database, networking, software, analytics, intelligence, and over the internet. Everything over the internet, mean the cloud, because we don't know what it is living, to offer faster innovation, flexible resources, and economies of scale. And here the Internet of Things. Internet of Things, just a second. Internet of Things describes the network of physical objects, things that are embedded with sensors, softwares, and other technologies for the purpose of connecting and exchanging data with other devices and systems over the internet. Here, smartphones, for example, here, there is one quotation I've taken from the article: smart clothes and smart paving slabs monitoring pedestrian traffic. So, for example, some countries, they have banned Chinese toys because they suspect that, this is also conspiracy theory of politics and technology. They suspect that every Chinese toy might have some kind of spyware chips somewhere within the toy, and then they can collect the behavior activities, and they monitor and collect all the informations of the children, and then they send those data to their parent company. And so all children's behavior being recorded. So some of the countries, they have banned Chinese toys. There's so many things, whatever. Even some countries, they have stopped importing food, certain prepared ready-made foods from China too. I don't know. So how they suspect that, how they interpret this is different stuff. But people are suspecting on that. And here, Internet of Things, devices are connected to the internet. All devices, for example, Alexa at home theater system, home internet connection system. Here we have so many smart devices here for weather connection, everything, allowing them to communicate with each other and with centralized system or cloud service. Hey, Alexa, can you play this song? Hey, Alexa, what's the temperature outside? Hey, Alexa, can you ring the bell to room number 3 of this house? Hey, Alexa, something. Or, hey, Alexa, stop the internet in room number 5. Everything. And Internet of Things devices gather data from their environment through sensors, which can include anything from temperature, humidity to motion and location. You can control temperature in your house too. A smart device. So Internet of Things enables automation of tasks and process, allowing users to control device remotely and receive real-time updates. Internet device can work together, sharing data and insights to create more integrated and efficient system. So I think you're more familiar with the Internet of Things, and Professor Vincent Mosco also was talking briefly about the Internet of Things there. And future computing is terribly, we can expect what is going to happen in future while in this computer. Now we have the AI stuff, and AI is massively doing in revolutionizing everything now. But maybe we can move forward, more advanced, more complicated system here. So in future, energy efficient computer system, we are looking for number one. Improved user interface so that less literate people also can handle those nicely, and despite of the language barriers or technology barriers, number two. And there are some vision for computing in 2050, very tiny chips and voice interaction. This is doing right now Siri, and there are so many other Meta and other things also are doing. Wireless connectivity, the role will be even more interesting tomorrow, because previously we had wired internet, and now wireless internet, and Bluetooth working now. And instead of previously, for example, here is a mouse, and this mouse used to have one wire to connect to the computer, and still it was a bizarre thing how mouse is working for us during then. And then it used to be a small Bluetooth chip here and connected to the computer, another Bluetooth chip from here to there, and then this. And now nothing, from here directly to computer, because this Bluetooth connection is working. And encouragement to explore new technologies and their implications. So more advancement is coming, and along with them, negative and positive implications are coming too. Here are some questions I just formulated for the class discussion. So the assigned group will decide what kind of questions they want to open in the class discussion during the seminar. Here is, how does this shift towards digital technology such as the Internet of Things impact our daily lives and social structures? And there is a little context of this question. Number two, in what ways can business adapt to the decline of Moore's law and the rise of cloud computing and specialized hardware? So this is particularly focused on this particular article. So, and here is a little context is given. And question number three, what ethical consideration arise from widespread adoption of digital technologies, particularly regarding data collections and user privacy? So ethical implication is the central point of discussion today, because Moscow's lecture also is centered on the ethical implications. And these guys, this guy, who is Tim Cross, who wrote this article on Guardian. So Tim Cross is also talking about the same ethical and regulatory measures. And prior to that, when I was showing you some of the videos like this one, Y2K scandal, fake news industry, deepfakes. So again, we're talking about how to regulate them, how to check them, how to control this kind of negative implications out of the digital technology. Here, I'm talking to the section number 3, the Tomorrowland lecture. It's by Vicent Moscow, and during the inaugural the PhD communication program in 2016. And Vicent Moscow was invited as the keynote speaker. And this lecture was recorded. The event was conducted in Demare building, 12th floor. And there were new fresh PhD students were there, professors were there, and some others. I was doing my PhD during then. So I was also, other PhD students also were there during that time. So, and he discusses the transition to cloud computing and big data. He emphasizes on ethical values of technology and concentrated on ownership challenges. He highlighted some environmental impacts, and more than that, he discussed about privacy concerns of digital advancement. He stresses importance of educating about technology's ethical implications, and he calls for the regulation. So these are the key ideas he's discussing. And here are some of the key issues. So ethics in technology. I have provided you one cruise driverless cab here. This may be in California running right now. So ethics in technology, ethical consideration. So we can be advanced. Implications of going digital is good. Most of because people are developing those digital advancement for the positive purpose of the society, social well-being. But this has some negative implications too. For that purpose, we need some kind of ethical consideration, ethical regulations, and legal some regulations also to make sure the technology is not being misused by anyone. And privacy as a right is another important talk. Privacy as a right means everybody should have their privacy, and when they're sharing information on any platform, there should be certain kind of informed consent, and that is compulsory. So there can be potential data misuse, and privacy should be considered in the first priority, and there should be some legal mechanism and legal instruments to check them. And so future of work, in this side, he talks about the potential impact of this Internet of Things, big data, and any version of going digital. So that can impact in job and definitely job loss. So we should be prepared for that to create new opportunities and capacitate the workforce for the new skills so that they can grab another new opportunity and make a decent life. Another is, I was just trying to write Moscow, but it's just M-O-S-O-N, and so S-U-W, M-O-S-U, it's not W, Moscow. Cow, no, a cow here, Moscow. Vincent Moscow, sorry for the wrong spelling. So regulation required. So he talks about the regulation, and we can also discuss about the regulation, whether regulation is required or just freedom and democracy work without regulation. In the classroom, we can discuss on this. Stricter regulation to ensure their operation aligned with public interest. This is the version of Vincent Moscow. We can discuss this in class. Tech literacy, he focuses on the tech literacy is a very important factor, because without literacy, people are using technology, and technology is deriving towards the direction for the profit of the technology owner. That is problem. Like Facebook, many people are using Facebook and so many other things, and algorithms are designed in a way that can help make the owner rich and just use the technology user as the victim. So that's happening. And policy implication. So the concentrated control of digital resources raise important policy question. For example, there are so many cases we can read, watch, hear from the European Unions and their decisions, and they have some European court. They sometimes penalize the tech companies, and even some courts in the United States also penalize the tech companies for millions of dollars, just because they are trying to dismiss or curate the competitions of any kind of thing. If there are some kind of competitor coming in market and they play in unfair way. And for example, Google, if Google has to display information and it tries to deprioritize the competitors' information there and prioritize those who pay money to Google and working with Google. So it's happening. So Professor Moscow was talking about there should be some kind of stricter policy on this. And here, more you can discuss on those in the classroom. And here are some questions for you again. How can we balance, this is bringing more to the real life scenario, how can we balance the benefits of technology in promoting democratic values with the risk it poses when used for harmful purpose? And there are some follow-up questions. How does Dr. Moscow view the role of ethics in technology? What specific measures can be taken to ensure that technology is used ethically in society? Can you think of examples, something in towards direction? And question 2, what should an ethical curriculum look like in the context of technology education at various educational levels? Is an open question for you. In what ways can students and researchers continue to the dialogue and around privacy in the digital age? Number one, for example, in AI use and checking and balancing AI generated content, how to do that. So there's so many discussion going on in the University of Ottawa among professors, administrators, and among students as well. So we can discuss it further. How can we integrate discussion about ethics and citizenship into existing technological courses? And what role do educators play in shaping students' understanding of ethical technology use? Maybe we can discuss it further. And question number 3, in your opinion, how should society navigate the trade-off between individual privacy rights and the need for security in an increasingly digital world? So this is also one of the implications of going digital. What are the implications of big data and surveillance and privacy, according to Professor Dr. Musko? So are there specific policies or framework that you believe could help protect privacy while ensuring security? Number 2, how do you think public perceptions of privacy and security has changed with recent technological advancement? Number 3. So these are the follow-up questions along with the main question. So consider these questions, and maybe Tuesday, possibly by the end of Tuesday, the group who is leading the seminar on coming Friday, they will figure out the questions, what questions they want to go for the individuals and go for the group questions. And then these questions I will again post in Brightspace, but consider these questions as well. Which here, question number 1, 2, 3 for this text, and then question number 1, 2, 3 for this other text. And some other questions asked in the video, also the part of the one that you can discuss and answer the question as well. So because within video also there are some questions, and in some slide also I asked some of the questions. So be careful on that. I'm stopping the sharing here. So if you have any questions while you are going through this recorded lecture, then just let me know. And this readings for this week, just a simple reading, an article, go through that, read once or twice, and think about going digital and implications in that lens. And so you can figure out more idea. And another, just watch the lecture once or twice, and not just the lecture, the question and answer session also very important. So watch that and think about the key questions. And Professor Musko is talking in a very interactive way and very slowly with jokes and personal information, so you can easily understand this. So thank you very much for watching this recorded lecture. I hope you will watch it, and see you on Thursday morning.